Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Lori Nelson-Kraft joins us. She's Senior Vice President for Corporate Affairs for Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix. Here for the whole show on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We are delighted to welcome back to the program my friend Lori Nelson-Kraft. She is Senior Vice President for Corporate Affairs for Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix. Pleasure to have you back.
I always appreciate being invited back. Thanks, Sam.
I want to start out with a little history that has nothing to do with Formula One, because there was an anniversary this past week that takes you and I both back, not to the beginning, because that was even before that, but 20 years ago, you were a major part of opening Red Rock Casino, which has now become the staple. I saw it written about, probably by our good friend Howard Stutz, as being the strip property that's not on the strip. But take us back, if you would, 20 years ago to what that was like to open that property for the Fertittas.
It will be forever one of my career highlights. A year prior, I had joined Station Casinos for what was a 14-year career, and Red Rock Resort was the first from the ground up project I saw through the Fertitta brothers' eyes, and getting to do construction walks and hear their vision. It was a very ambitious project for what the locals market new bar was going to be. And they said at the time, this is going to be a timeless property. And when you think back, and last weekend when it hit 20 years, it has remained timeless. And Durango Station is a beautiful evolution of it. But what an incredible time in the Valley. What a great organization to work for. And really, I remember standing with you at that pool area when our surprise concert of Sting came on, and, you know, just everyone's awe and shock, because it really predated social media, and we were able to keep that under wraps, which was huge. I don't think in today's world you could pull a surprise off like that, where, you know, 1,000 of your closest friends walk into a venue and get to experience that. But just mammoth, and something I'm forever grateful to Station Casinos and Frank and Lorenzo for.
One of the things I remember so much about that night, because you were kind enough to invite my wife and I to be there, was it was the first time I'd gotten to meet Howard Stutz in person. I'd been reading him for years, but he and I got to visit, and you were running around taking care of all the things that needed to be taken care of. And my wife works her way down to the concert, and I'm standing at the pool with Howard. And after the fact, I said, only in Las Vegas would a Sting concert be a backdrop to a conversation.
Only in Vegas.
And we've been friends ever since.
And I love that, and I know he's on your show frequently, and I think you're the great connector, Sam. Everything kind of goes in and out through you on statewide connections.
Well, that's very sweet and kind of you to say. So let us talk. You came into Formula One at a time, let's face it, where there was a lot of concern about Formula One for many, many reasons. And you came in with a fresh set of eyes. And your mission, I presume, was to change the view of Formula One, to show it what you believed and what Formula One believed was a great asset to Las Vegas. In the beginning, how much did you feel that that was a challenge for you? Was it daunting?
So having been on the tourism side of bringing Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix in during my Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority days, there was so much enthusiasm for the concept of Formula One and bringing the #1 international motorsport to the #1 travel destination in the world and seeing what that could do. And while it was a spectacular inaugural year fan experience and race and put Las Vegas on a global stage, there were things that weren't accomplished in its inaugural year leading up to community sentiment, because it was such a huge undertaking to produce that event. So having the privilege to join the organization and help guide their efforts of where their sentiment was of, we need to do a better job of introducing ourselves in the community and letting the community know we are invested in it. We want to be a good neighbor. We want to be a good partner. We want the race to be good for everyone. And it wasn't all talk. Their actions of how do we improve upon inaugural year? How do we take all those lessons learned and make it better and better from a fan experience, from the circuit being set up, to all those aspects was really a team effort. And I brought the lens of really understanding and respecting the local community, and they just needed a local set of eyes to help fulfill their vision of what they wanted to do on behalf of the local community. So it was a little bit after inaugural year. So I've been with the organization 2 years. I've seen 2 races and been part of it. And we're gearing up for our 4th year. And you know what? We have really hit our stride. We have gotten some great feedback from our resort partners, from the community, from the businesses in and around the circuit. And it's our commitment to keep doing bigger and better for the community.
Okay, so in your mind, was what happened without the tragedy with the Golden Knights part of the inspiration for what you were going to do? Because after the horrible October 1 situation, the Golden Knights not only were a great success story in terms of the team and the team spirit for Las Vegas, but those guys were also out in the community. They were going to the hospitals. They were visiting people. They were doing everything they could. And they, sadly, because of the event, became part of the community almost instantly. Did that inspire you in a way to do what you're going to, or what you have done?
There's no comparison to that. The Vegas Golden Knights, everyone's hearts were broken, and we needed someone to help us rally behind picking ourselves up and moving forward. And what they did was incredible. And I wouldn't even remotely say what we've done to be good and do right by the community has, we can't touch a candle to that. But you know what, from our leadership at the top of Formula One, our CEO, Emily Prazer, to Formula One, the organization, Vegas was a huge investment. This is the only market out of the 24 races that Formula One owns the racing rights to. It's why you see the investment of what is $600 million in the permanent 39-acre investment, 300,000 square foot facility that is now open to the public all the months we're not setting up for the race. And so more than anything, we wanted to do right by the community. Any organization that comes into this market should understand how special Nevada is, and that we all have an obligation to make our community better. And if we're going to have a piece and have the privilege of taking over the public right-of-way of the streets and holding a race, we want to make sure it's good for everyone. And so that's just who we are as an organization and our DNA. And so some of the things that you've seen that we've been able to do in the community and on behalf of making sure this is good for everyone and this investment is right for everyone in the community is just show up 365 days out of the year. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
You put together an amazing report, which you sent to me last week, that lays out all the things that have occurred in the time that you've been there and even prior. Would you tell us what the top 5 things were as you were going through that report? Because it really is extraordinary.
Well, thank you. And you're referring to our community impact report. We have been given, Formula One has given us the rights to use its platform and its influence to make a difference. And so we've really focused on a few community pillars that we believe we can make the biggest difference in. So STEM education, all the racing teams, the careers in racing and the engineering. If we don't have that next generation of students who are getting excited about that, we wanted to open the eyes to what STEM education can really do for careers. And so things like our community day of 400 middle schoolers from Clark County School District, the day before the race starts, having an opportunity to get an exclusive behind the scenes day at Grand Prix Plaza, home of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. They did pit lane walks. They got to hear about careers in racing. They got to be inspired by Sir Lewis Hamilton in a surprise appearance. Mickey and Minnie in our Disney partnership showed up. And so that's the power and influence of being able to use the power of the Formula One brand to impact change. We introduced a community karting camp for nearly 250 kids from the Boys and Girls Club last year. We're in the early stages of setting up a field trip program at Grand Prix Plaza to invite school groups and community groups in to use our F1X interactive exhibition to learn about the history of racing and to learn about the careers and the engineering behind it. And so it's just fun. It's a great experience to get to come to the race, but it's also great that we can use the thrill and the excitement of Formula One to educate the next generation of those that we need to hire and also become our next generation of fans.
You know, it was interesting when this all first started, and even before you joined, I thought that, this was going to be like the NFR, the rodeo, where it's a 10-day event, but even if you can't get tickets to the event, you can go to every property and they've got events going on that will be connected to that. And they didn't actually do that the first year. They were kind of a little bit slow in catching up, but they certainly have jumped on that now. But you have taken it so far beyond that. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Well, thank you. Again, the organization, we were able to host a couple community watch parties to take the race out, and we granted license rights. Nellis Air Force Base, every year we do a watch party and we bring food and beverage and prizes for them and swag. And the city of Henderson down on Water Street, they've done a watch party for a couple years. We were able to work with 3 local nonprofits who help medically fragile children, and we brought what was called the Owlbots to them, and we hosted parties in the hospitals for them where these Owlbots traveled through the paddock area, and different race teams and drivers communicated and with the kids, and they got to see it from afar so they could be part of things. And then things like we had single-day tickets that we were able to gift out in the community to deserving teachers, to deserving military. And so, everyone who buys a ticket to the race, we are grateful for, but we're making sure the race is available and accessible to those who can't come.
It's amazing. Let's take a break. We'll come back much more talking about the Grand Prix with This Time Out.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
You'll be rolling with some swag during the $150,000 Spring Bling giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Make it rain with up to $5,000 in cash every week and 20 large in cash guaranteed during the grand finale drawing. We're blinging in your good times at Tamarack Casino.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Lori Nelson-Kraft. She's the Senior Vice President of Corporate Affairs for Formula One, the Las Vegas Grand Prix. So let's talk about the plaza, because this has only been around now for a couple of years, but you have a whole lot going on and a lot more uses than one might have thought, because it's not just being used during the races, but far beyond. Share, if you will.
Right. So the pit building is called Grand Prix Plaza. It's a 300,000 square foot permanent facility. And I think because when it was originally built, it wasn't conveyed to everyone in the public of, well, what's the other chapter for it? And you don't invest that heavily in something that is just going to be 1 week out of the year. And there was always a vision by Formula One and Liberty Media, who owns Formula One, to utilize that facility year round, and for it to not only be a community gathering spot, which we have done, but to open it up to the public for anyone who doesn't have access to the race or can't go to the race, to give everyone an opportunity to feel and touch and experience the thrill of Formula One. And so about 8 months out of the year, we are not setting up for the race. And so last year we had a shortened season from May through September, and this year we reopened in January. But the idea now is Grand Prix Plaza offers 3 Formula One themed attractions that are open to the public now until the end of September. And it has private event space as well. And so we're hosting a lot of events. But if you're on the ground level where the team garages are right now, you can go karting in electric vehicles through all the team garages and actually out onto the racing circuit, which has never been done before. And then if you go up one floor, there is a merchandise shop, there is a place to eat, and there is the F1X interactive exhibition. It is not only the history of F1, but it's immersive and interactive, that you move room to room and you get to experience different things. And you will you'll become a race car driver with your RFID card, and you will get in one room to design your own livery, which is the car design that you hear so much about for those who are not following F1. And then when you go into another room, it actually projects on a Formula One car your design, and you can get a picture with it. There's a 4D theater, kind of like at Disneyland soaring over California. This, you are in the driver's seat behind last year's Las Vegas Grand Prix among 3 different drivers, and it's all sensory. So you have the smell, the sound, the action, and it's just incredible. And so this is a way to introduce Formula One to the novice, and for the out and out fan, it's, you really get so many up close and personal details you don't get to see or you've seen from afar. So that's been a real hit. And then we have racing simulators as well. So we are able to host a lot of community groups. This past week, we hosted Make-A-Wish and their Walk for Wishes. Over the summer, we'll go into our 3rd year with Clark County Family Services hosting their foster care back to school event. And so it has been really remarkable to stand outside this past weekend and see our property activate for the community. It just gave me the little goosebumps of this is what its purpose is. And so the whole public is welcome to come down. You can even come in the building and tour it without needing to use to buy one of the attractions. And we have provided a nice discount for Nevada residents as well, because we want everyone to be able to really enjoy it.
Now, a couple of years ago, my wife and I went to the 2 Ferrari museums in Modena, Italy. You guys have gone way past what they're offering.
Well, it was a real opportunity in North America, and specifically the U.S. When you look at Formula One's 75-plus year history, it is so big in all these other countries, and we're kind of in our infancy in the U.S. Las Vegas represented the 3rd race, and Netflix Drive to Survive really kind of catapulted the exposure for Formula One here. So Las Vegas, that sees over 40 million annual visitors, plus the locals. I mean, what a great location to make Formula One accessible for anyone who's in the U.S.
And Netflix, the greatest thing that could have possibly happened to Formula One.
That and Brad Pitt with the Formula One movie.
We're going to get there.
Yeah,
We're going to get there. Let's take another break. We'll be right back with Lori Nelson-Kraft after this timeout.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Lori Nelson-Kraft. She's the Senior Vice President of Corporate Affairs for Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix. So, Brad Pitt, the movie F1 on Apple TV, streaming now, free of charge if you have Apple TV. Have you met him?
No, I haven't, but they did filming at Las Vegas Grand Prix, so you definitely see some of the scenes in our movie, and what an incredible platform, right?
Oh, yeah.
To put that on the big screen was magical and really an important moment for Formula One, and we couldn't be more delighted at the exposure and again, kind of like Netflix Drive to Survive, how it introduced Formula One, because you have your diehards, and this, for the casual person who may not follow Formula One, we thought this was a great introduction to the sport.
Okay, so last year, you have all these amazing people come, some famous, some not so famous. Who is the person that blew you away, famous or not? And you don't even have to name a name.
Beyonce.
Beyonce
showed up and did a whole photo shoot right in our paddock area, and we couldn't have asked for a better spokesperson to display her love of the sport. And she and Jay-Z came in, and it was crazy. But that was 25. And 24, I'm standing in the office getting ready for my next thing. And Adele just comes walking past to get to her spot. And I was like, what am I in the middle of? So it is that intersection of sports, entertainment, pop culture all comes together. The top global brands in the world are coming to Vegas to put their brands on display. And they do it in such an incredible way.
And that's where we have to leave it. You are always welcome, my friend. See you in October.
Thank you, Sam.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Ahern Hotel, where bold ambition meets unforgettable experiences. Feel your game day vibes and celebrate with great food at All American Sports Kitchen, serving amazing flavors and fan favorites. Sip and savor at Aroma Barista Bar. Handcrafted coffee roasted to perfection. Step into the Ahern Live showroom, where concerts, comedy, and unforgettable performances light up the night. We also have the David Yule Art Gallery. It's the only one in the world, and his work is breathtaking. Browse the gift shop. It's a treasure trove of keepsakes, chic essentials, and one-of-a-kind finds. And the space. Almost 30,000 square feet of meetings and events areas ready for you. From weddings and birthdays to quinceañeras, trade shows, banquets, and beauty pageants. Bigger ideas? Let the Ahern team handle all the details so your event is flawless. Ahern Hotel, where moments become memories. Book your next gathering today.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We'll see you on the next broadcast.